All right, everybody. Welcome back to another Art with Errol podcast. This is our Monday check-in. Let's go. Whew. Man, I just want to welcome everybody back. Thanks to everyone who's watched and commented and supported our Art with Errol gaming channel last week, because we've made some significant improvements on that channel, and we'll talk about that today. I would like to mention that we're going to continue to build both the gaming channel and the Art with Errol channel, which is mostly artwork in this podcast. So if you are tuned in to the gaming channel, feel free to join the Art with Errol channel on YouTube as well, or follow us on Twitch, and you kind of get the best of both worlds. Except for the gaming news content is specifically for the gaming channel on YouTube. So it's kind of where that is. But any live streaming we do, we're streaming on Twitch, and we post the video on Spotify and YouTube. So yeah. So last week, y'all, it was a pretty good week, I think. We tried some new techniques, some new things. I need to bring up, I'm on the wrong channel here, the gaming channel. So I would like to kick it off with the gaming channel, because we had a lot of subscribers. We got up to 434 subscribers on our YouTube channel. It's just, it's way higher than we've ever reached. So I would like to thank the new subscribers for sure. Thank you for joining the channel and becoming a part of the Artistry Society. It's art and gaming. That's our content, art and gaming. So it's wonderful, y'all. It's wonderful. We are growing. It's been slow, but we have a few moments in time where we have pick up some pace. We pick up in pace, and things look good for a little while, and we have a slowdown period. I think that's kind of normal for most channels, I think. But it's great. We're almost to our goal, and our goal for this year was to try to get 500 subscribers on our YouTube channel. I would like to carry that over with the Art with Errol channel. Maybe we'll have some crossover effect. I just need, like I said, I said this before, I need to make sure I'm mentioning the Art with Errol channel on the gaming channel so people can see we also do artwork, and there is a second channel. So I'm really happy with the progress. We tried some new things last week with our shorts that we've been doing for the Bit of Gaming News. I tried to plan them out better. I tried to tailor them better. Overall, I think there was some success. I think we had a better retention rate last week, and I think overall we're doing much better. We're doing much better. I still need improvement. Obviously, there's always room for improvement with anything you do in life. I think you just got to take it on as, hey, I'm going to continue to try to get better. Continue to work on my content. Continue to work on developing what we're trying to build, a community on YouTube and Twitch. So on this journey, we have some bumps in the road. We've overcome some. We learned a lot, and I think we continue to learn. So it's been a wild ride so far. But a lot of things are performing well from last week, and that's really great. Discussions around Xbox, PlayStation, the gaming industry, it's all starting to come together now. I think we're getting into a groove where we're doing our Bit of Gaming News. So we just kind of pick a topic, just kind of talk about it, throw it out there with a discussion format to hopefully engage with people and bring people in. I think that's the main goal that I'm trying to achieve with the channel, is more discussion-based Bit of Gaming News to kind of bring people in and have folks that want to talk about what's going on, which is there's been a lot going on. It's been a lot going on with that. So it's kind of I guess a good time to be doing that kind of content. So on both sides, Xbox and PlayStation have some hurdles they're trying to overcome. The getting rid of discs and trying to launch some new hardware, which will be coming up, I guess, in a year or so, which is crazy because I think a lot of people are of the sentiment that this generation of consoles still hasn't really peaked yet. At least that's how I feel. I don't know how everybody else feels, but I think they can go longer, and I think they should go longer, because if they extend this generation longer and delay the next gen console, it may give a little room for like hardware prices to come down, and they can launch it at a reasonable price. Because we all know those consoles are going to be super expensive for folks to want to buy, which I've moved on from the console. And I think, like what I said before, is the PS5 was my last console that I was buying. Now that I'm on PC, I just want to stick with PC. But PC is having its own issues, as the hardware is just ridiculously priced, and nobody can really afford it, even if they wanted to get into the PC. And everybody was of the speculation that the Steam machine was going to be an affordable, or should have been an affordable PC, entry PC. But it's very expensive in its own, basically for the price per performance, it's expensive. So if it would have launched around $800 or $900, I think it would have been probably a bigger success. I don't know. But I digress. The market is what it is. We don't control it. All we can do is sit back and watch this craziness that's going on with all this stuff. And that's where life is. And I think it's gonna be that way for a while. So there will be a lot of crossover, or a longer crossover period between consoles, I think. But we can't do anything about any of that. So just got to be happy with the console you have for now, because the prices are going to be redonkulous. And that ain't even a word. It's ridiculous. Redonkulous. So we can talk a little bit about this week, I think, as far as gaming, since we was kind of on the gaming topic. So I want to continue kind of what I did last week, of the format, at least for our shorts, our bit of gaming news shorts. And hopefully this will help us grow the channel and get more folks to participate and follow and subscribe. Subscribe, whatever, to the channels, so that we can build a nice gaming community. That's what I would ultimately like to do. And it's been a struggle, because I'm still learning a lot of this. I'm still trying to get better, even though I've done YouTube and Facebook for a while. I'm always in the mode of trying to get better, because I never really was a great speaker, never. And I'm trying to get better. I really struggle with my words sometimes. So me having a script is usually better, and I'm getting better at performing the script, because it's a performance. It's like a dance, right? You gotta write down what you want to say and try to stick to that, because if I go off script, I can slur my words or repeat myself, and I don't want to do that. So I want to be able to make better content. I need to keep practicing, and the more content I make, the better I'll get. That's the way I see it. A lot of things, I think repetition and consistency will help you to achieve that goal, I believe. At least that's what I believe. Don't know what anybody else thinks about that. But I think we've made tremendous progress over the last year and a half, which we've been really pushing hard, right? Since all of last year, and we're at half of the year this year, I think we've made tremendous progress on how we doing our videos, and I did a redesign of the Bit of Gaming News background. I know the brown, but it was coffee. I love coffee, and so the background was brown because it was coffee, and I had actually just recorded me making some coffee with my coffee machine, and then I made it, brown to give it the coffee kind of look, like that's what I was going for. So we switched it up to something more gamer style, more retro. Got like the little gaming figures in the background, kind of scrolling, and we've got like some blue, and I think that's going to make it look a little bit more like a gaming channel, I guess, because the coffee was really from my vlogs. I used to do my vlogs with the coffee scene, so it was the whole coffee talk kind of deal. I think that's what I was going for. But since it's been a gaming news, it took me a while to kind of build something and figure out a good way. I think what we got now is much cleaner. It's better. I think it's at least 80% better. It's at least 80% better. So the new background, and you can check that out with the Bit of Gaming News on the Art with Errol Gaming channel. I think it looks a lot better. I think going forward, we're just going to stick with that. Maybe I'll do some tweaks. Maybe I'll kind of adjust the characters or fix some things, because there is like a gap. I didn't do the pattern perfectly, so it's like there's like a bar gap that comes across. So I kind of want to redo that. So that's a bit of a formatting issue for like having a scroll, but it's easily fixed. I just need to do it in Illustrator and move the characters around and redo the pattern. That's basically the way to fix it. So that's an easy fix. It may take me a little while to get to it, but I'll get to it and patch things up, make it tighter, cleaner. And I think the recent videos I did with it, I think it's a little too dull, so we're gonna brighten it up as well. So I'm gonna try to brighten it up. We'll mess around with some things and tweak a few things with the whole background and setup. I think it's gonna be a lot cleaner the way I got it now, though. So a lot of good fixes there, and we can now talk about like this week. So this week, MARVEL Tokon Fighting Soul comes out. I don't know if I'm gonna get it yet. I'm at odds with the fighting games because that whole buy the characters thing, I just don't like that, and I don't really want to support it. You have to buy, I guess, the season 2 pass deluxe. I don't know what it's called, the deluxe edition or whatever, to get the characters that will come later, I guess. I don't know. It comes with a lot of characters, unlike Street Fighter came with a very limited amount of characters, and then you had to buy each character. I just don't like that. I don't really want to support that. If you're gonna make a fighting game, the game should come out with all the characters. That's it. Period. The end. It should have all the characters. That's the way I feel. Like they used to come out. When Capcom used to drop Street Fighter, it had all the characters. The game was complete. Now you get an incomplete game where the characters come in later one by one, and that's ridiculous. I don't like that. Like, if you want to make me a fighting game, I want it to have all the characters. I don't want you to be dropping new characters in. Have them all in there, squared away. And if they're not squared away, the only thing you should be repairing is the balance, making it balance. That's what they should be doing. That should be the only patches you're doing, is balancing. If you want to sell skins, okay, that's one thing, but don't be changing up, and it should have all the characters. It should become complete. I don't want to be buying characters every month or something like that. That's ridiculous. I digress. We'll leave that alone because that's how they doing it, and it's insane to me. It's just like the wrestling. I wanted to get the wrestling game because I was like, oh, it's got the NWO era. It's got, that's the era I grew up in. That's what I want. I want that one. You gotta buy everything separate. There's all kinds of craziness with how you get the characters. It's frustrating the way they're doing it. It's like they penny pinching, or they're not penny pinching. They're nickel and diamond, folks. That's the right phrase. They nickel and diamond, folks, for characters. I don't know how more people aren't upset about that. I guess it's just me. Maybe I'm just the crazy one. I'm just the oddball. Maybe I'm just the oddball. That's probably what it is. I don't think you should have to pay for the characters. I think the game should come out and it should have the doggone characters. And I must stand by that, So I might not buy Marvel Tokon Fighting Soul. And I like the way it looks. And I used to love fighting games. I used to love Tekken. I haven't played Tekken since Tekken Tag. I think that was the last. I honestly believe that was the last time I played Tekken. Or Tekken 5. I think I get Tekken. I might have got Tekken 5 and I tried to get in it, but I didn't like the direction they were going. I don't know. Definitely after Tekken 5, I know I didn't play Tekken anymore after that. I was done with it. And that was one of my all-time favorites. That was the reason I got the PlayStation 1. The first PlayStation. Before, when PlayStation was coming out, I played Tekken in the Grand Casino in Biloxi, Mississippi. I played Tekken for the first time ever. It wasn't on no console. I played it in the arcade. Then I told my cousin about it. We went to the Grand Casino. I showed him the game. I was like, this game is awesome. We loved that game. We played that game. We wore that game out. I spent all my quarters that my mom and them gave me while they were in the casino. Because, they had the arcade. Like, it was the arcade for kids at the casino. So the kids would go there while the parents went to the gambling area, and you just stayed in the arcade and you would play games, and so they'll give you money to play. So I spent all my coins on Tekken, the original Tekken, the OG Tekken. And I think I found out, I don't know what game magazine it was, but I was in the grocery store with my mom and them, and I was looking through the gaming magazine that they had out, and it said Tekken was coming to Sony PlayStation. And I was like, I've got to get the Sony PlayStation. And I think at the time I had Sega Genesis. I think that's what I had. I had the Sega Genesis at the time. And I was like, I've got to get. So I made an assertive effort to earn money, save money, sell my Sega Genesis so that when the Sony PlayStation came out, I got the Sony PlayStation. And all I wanted was Tekken. And then from Tekken, I got Final Fantasy 7 and a few other games. I got all the PlayStation games after that. But Tekken was the main reason I got the Sony PlayStation. And then I stuck with Sony PlayStation until PS5. So, but a little history there, I guess. And I went on this rant. I went on this rant about fighting games because I used to love fighting games, and I don't play them at all. I tried to play Street Fighter for a while. I think you probably could see that on my gaming channels. But it was the buying of the characters that was killing me. I just couldn't. I couldn't. So, long story short, if they make a fighting game, I believe it should come with all the characters. Anyway, so this week is like a big week for Marvel Tokon Fighting Soul coming out Wednesday. And I don't know if they did the play early. I know they had the beta. I didn't participate in the beta or anything like that. If I was going to get it, it was going to be on PC. So I'm still debating. Maybe people could convince me in the comments to say, if I should get it or not. If you want to comment on the YouTube or wherever that, because I have it the podcast on so many channels. But if you want to shoot me a message in the comments and say, hey, you know, whether you think I should get it or not, let me know. Let me know in the comments about that. But I think we spent enough time on that because so let's go over a little content creator journey that we're on, right? Let's go over our journey. So balance workflow, life, you know, family, content, you know, we're trying our best to balance all of this. You know, I work a 9-to-5 job, so that's why I like a lot of my content time is very short windowed. And we talked about this before. If you're new to the channel, I'm going to give it to you the lowdown. So I work an early morning shift, I get off, I come home, I got like approximately a 2-hour window I can do some content. That's where usually when I'm doing either the podcast, which is Mondays, or we're doing the art, which is Tuesdays, Wednesdays. We're doing our painting on the Art with Errol channel and Twitch. And then also on Thursday, Friday is our gaming days where we're just streaming a game. And we've been streaming Halo Campaign Evolved, trying to play it on Legendary. I think I probably need a little assistance on that. But we're going to try to get through. So this week, our focus is to get as far through the game as we can. So I'm only playing 2 times a week. That's my gaming days. And then on the weekend is family time. So I really don't do much gaming or content creation. Every now and then I'll squeeze in some content. But I'll prepare or plan some stuff out for Monday through Friday content. And that's where we're at in trying to build a community and all that. And I know a lot of streamers and gamers, and they're 7 days a week. I don't have 7 days a week to do straight gaming, and you know, I don't have that kind of time. So we balance everything the best way that we can around our life. You know, family comes first, job comes first or second. So family, job, content creation. That's fun stuff. This is fun. This is meant to be fun. This is meant to be a hobby, right? This is what it is. But hobbies can turn into, you know, work. It can turn into a means of earning money, right? It can. If you build a community and all that, which folks have done, it's achievable. And that's what we're trying to figure out. Is it possible to come up from pretty much nothing on this and not having the kind of skills that some of these people have built up? Can we build those skills ourselves, and can we achieve what they've achieved? And it's the journey. So we're just trying to figure it out around our little schedule that we got, our life. So that's our journey, and I think we're making decent headway. I like to pull up Social Blade to kind of look and see. I think we're going to hit the 500 subscribers for the gaming channel, which would be awesome. Social Blade, because Social Blade gives you like a little projection, which I like. So I'll go look at it from time to time, just to kind of see, because it changes. Because some months you can have high subscriber counts, other months it could be low, right? So we've actually left our main channel, or the Art with Errol channel, behind. With Art with Errol Gaming, we have, you know, broken over 400. So we're at 434. Wait, no, that's not right. Yeah, we're at 434, and let's look at the projection real quick. I'll just kind of pull this up. Boom. So it's showing us hitting 500 by August, mid-August, or end of August. So that's actually pretty good. That's pretty good. So the formula I've been using is starting to work. I think we're building a community. Like I said, I see more and more people, different people chatting in the comments, which is wonderful. I appreciate that. Please continue to do so. That helps out the channel a lot. It's hard to get folks to engage with some stuff. And you come up with good ideas, and you think they're good ideas of like, hey, something to talk about or something to kind of engage with people with. And sometimes it's successful, sometimes it's not, and that's just is what it is. It is what it is. You just got to learn from what you're doing and keep trying. That's where we're at. That's where we're at on the journey. The art channel, it's been slow because I'm only doing 2 times a week and the podcast. And the long form podcast, not a lot of people will join in on this. That's one of the things I'm learning. It's hard to get folks to jump on board with the podcast. So we can kind of talk about that. I need to do more shorts. Like I probably should try the clip. What was it called again? There's like that AI clipper that will clip it for you. The problem with that is I don't like how it does the text, because the text will be wrong and you can't edit it unless you pay for that. So the free version may give you a few clips, but then the text be wrong. So I don't particularly like that, and I don't always have time to go through the whole podcast and clip things out. That's one of the things, right? Time is always an issue. Time is limited. So I've got to try my best to utilize what I can utilize. And maybe I go back to Opus Clip and try it again and see if maybe they gotten better at with the free version to like clip stuff, because it doesn't let you edit the text, which sucks. I think even if you got the free version, if this text is wrong in your clip, you should be able to edit that text. I don't know why they locked that behind the paywall, but if you're going to have the free version, it should have at least that. I mean, because it's no good. You can't post the content if the text is wrong. If the text is displaying is wrong, it's not matching up with what you're saying. It's not good. It's not good. So maybe I'll try it again so it can get us like extra content on the Art with Errol channel. And if I could, like I said, if I could find time to do other little drawings, that would be nice too. Maybe I could turn those into shorts. Maybe we can just like take a sketch pad or something with me. It's just hard to record on the go. That's the issue. It's like I need like an on the go stand to hold the phone so I can sketch or whatever. It's a little bit more complicated, I guess. But so the art channel has been growing very slow. Very slow. I mean, we have one in the last 28 days subscribed, and we're at 386. So hopefully we'll have bleed over. That's what I'm banking on, that maybe I could do more. I could do more promotion on the gaming channel for the art channel to hopefully help some crossover there or something. So that should be a focus of mine. I need to make that a focus of mine. I need to add that to things I need to do, right? So community discussion, I think, with the more people starting to comment and stuff, I'm trying my best to respond, as long as they're like tasteful. Some people, it's YouTube. You may have some folks that just like to be a certain kind of way, and I just may not respond to that. But if it's a good comment, or a comment that's actually like thinking and talking about something that the video's on, and it's great. We're gonna try to engage with those as best I can. So that's the discussion part, I think, which is huge, because when people comment, you want to try to respond to them, hopefully in a timely manner. It's not always the case. I may not see it till the next day sometimes. It's what it is. But I like the fact that we're getting more comments, getting more likes, getting more engagement, and people are watching longer, which is great. I think that was a big positive in what we're doing differently with our new formula. It's starting to work out. We're starting to see some some benefits there, which is great. So I'm really happy and excited about where we're going with the gaming channel for sure. It's very encouraging. It's very encouraging when you have progress. When you don't have progress, it's kind of like, oh well, I gotta go back to the drawing board, or I gotta figure out where I'm going wrong, or so it's good to see some progress after all this time. So even though it's slow and I'm not like growing like super fast, like some folks, they'll gain a ton of I'm not growing that fast, but at least we're making some progress, and that's what we want to see. Some ups. No submarines. If we can keep the submarines at least to the baseline and have some upward trajectory on those charts, that's all we want to have. Want to try to keep the submarines away, on the charts. So, but looking forward, y'all. So this week, we know we're working on the Annunciation for our artwork. So that's tomorrow, and well, Wednesday this week might be a wash because I have appointment. So I got to get something in tomorrow with the art as much as we can, and we'll just keep plugging away at that painting, and we'll get to the characters. I think next week is where I was my goal. So this week, so tomorrow I need to tidy up the background as much as possible, finish that up. I think I just wanted to touch the rug up, make the rug look cleaner. If you haven't seen it, you can check that out on the Art with Errol channel. It's my version of the angel Gabriel coming to Mary for the announcement of her having Jesus. So the Annunciation is what it's called, right? So my version, which is different than Leonardo da Vinci's version, which is a side view. Mine is of over the shoulder, almost like a video game, over the shoulder behind Mary, looking at the angel coming to the door. So my version is a little different, and I think it's going to be cool. I just need to tighten up the room in the background, and then we can start actually painting the characters, because we are painting at this time. So yeah, continuing that this week. So we'll definitely get Tuesday. Wednesday we may not get anything. Thursday and Friday I should be able to get our game streams in of Halo Campaign Evolved, and hopefully we can get through that game as far as possible. I was having some struggles last week, and we'll try to get through it. We're playing it on Legendary. We're going to try our best to get through the game, and that will finish up the week. We'll have the bit of gaming news. I got some stuff kind of lined up that I want to talk about, but we're looking for a big story, and maybe something will pop off this week, and we'll have like a nice a nice engaging story. Some of them might not be as engaging, but we're gonna try. I'm gonna try it out anyway. We'll see what the topics, and go over that through the week. So that's our week in a nutshell, y'all. So more Halo, more art content, and bit of gaming news through the rest of the week. So whether you're new here or not, I appreciate you. Thank you for tuning in and listening to me ramble a lot, because I do ramble a lot. And I, like I said, I appreciate everyone. I appreciate all the new subscribers, all the folks that's commenting and liking the content. It makes me happy to know that it's having some kind of impact. So my goals are just to report the gaming news on the gaming channel and have fun with gaming content, to do community relations, basically get involved with the community, hopefully. So we're trying to build a community. That's the whole thing. Trying to build a community. So we're talking about games, we're sharing opinions, enjoying this hobby together, basically. So I hope you guys have a great week. And if you want to join the art channel, it's Art with Errol and Art with Errol Gaming on YouTube. We're also on Spotify with the podcast, and Twitch. You get the streaming content is all going to be there as well. So I hope you guys have a great week, and I will see you in the next one.